Hey, my friends, what's up? This is Brian again with Standing Strong for Marriages, a YouTube channel dedicated to helping people sort through what they can do following a divorce or marriage separation. Again, this is from BibleReasons.com. I think I just searched keeping your word. Anyway, here we go. So the first one, Proverbs 11:3. It says, "The integrity of the upright guides them, but the crookedness of the treacherous destroys them." The integrity of the upright guides them, but the crookedness of the treacherous destroys them. Second one, Proverbs 10:25. It is a trap to dedicate something rashly and only later to consider one's vows. I don't know, maybe you didn't know that person as well as you thought you did. But now you've made the vows and you feel like you're going to try to keep them. I think that happens to all of us to one degree or another. We don't exactly know. Maybe there's some things we overlooked during that dating and engagement time, but it's okay. God knows. God knows. Ecclesiastes 5:2, it says, "Don't make rash promises, and don't be hasty in bringing matters before God. After all, God is in heaven, and you are on earth. So let your words be few." Deuteronomy 23:21-23 says, "If you make a vow to the Lord your God, don't avoid keeping it. The Lord your God expects you to keep it. You would be guilty of a sin if you didn't. If you didn't make a vow, you would not be guilty." Make sure you do what you said you would do in your vow. You freely chose to make your vow to the Lord your God. So this is true. I mean, we all decided to, voluntarily get married. And maybe we weren't totally aware of all that was going to require of us. But for sure, the right thing to do is, live up to that if we can, and to the extent that we can. Also, I thought before I started doing this video that this was going to come to mind, that there could be people out there that, have walked away from their marriage and they happen to be viewing this and they're wondering when the right time to contact their spouse, to reach out, to start seeking restoration, to start seeking, the opportunity or the possibility of reconciliation. I mean, I think this verse makes it pretty clear that, if it's in your ability to do it, that you should do it, and you shouldn't wait. You should try to figure out, in the immediate, future, how you're going to do it, and then go ahead and act on that. These next three or four are about not breaking promises. Ezekiel 5:4-7. "If you make a promise to God, keep your promise. Don't be slow to do what you promised. God is not happy with fools. Give God what you promised to give him. It is better to promise nothing than to promise something and not be able to do it. So don't let your words cause you to sin. Don't say to the priest, 'I didn't mean what I said.' If you do this, God might become angry with your words and destroy everything you have worked for." Hey, you should not let your useless dreams and bragging bring you into trouble. You should respect God. Numbers 30:2-4, it says, "If a man makes a vow to the Lord that he will do something, or swears an oath that he won't do something, he must not break his word. He must do everything he said he would do. A young girl who still lives in her father's house might make a vow to the Lord that she will do something, or swear an oath that she won't do something. If her father says nothing to her when he hears about it, her vow or oath must be kept." This is really interesting, though. Deuteronomy 7:23, verses 21 and 22. "If you make a vow to the Lord your God, do not be slow to pay it. For the Lord your God will certainly demand it of you, and you will be guilty of sin. But if you refrain from vowing, you will not be guilty of sin." This next part is about God's name being holy. Then the last section is on reminders. Matthew 5:33 through 36, it says, "You have heard it said that it you have heard it said to our people long ago, don't break your promises, but keep the promises you make to the Lord. But I tell you, never swear an oath. Don't swear an oath using the name of heaven, because heaven is God's throne. And don't swear an oath using the name of the earth, because the earth belongs to God. Don't swear an oath using the name of Jerusalem, because that is the city of the great king. Don't even swear by your own head, because you cannot make one hair on your head become white or black." I think it goes on to say, just simply let your yes be yes and your no be no. Deuteronomy 5:11, "You must not misuse the name of the Lord your God. The Lord will not let you go unpunished if you misuse his name." And Leviticus 19:12, "And ye shall not swear by my name falsely, neither shalt thou profane the name of the Lord thy God. I am the Lord." A couple more. It says Proverbs 25:14, "A person who promises a gift but doesn't give it is like clouds and wind that don't bring rain." Or 1 John 2:3-5, "This is how we are sure that we have come to know him, by keeping his commandments. The one who says, 'I have come to know him,' yet doesn't keep his commandments is a liar, and the truth is not in him. But whoever keeps his word, truly in him the love of God is perfected. This is how we know we are in him." And they have... I'll read a few more. Psalm 116:18, "I shall pay my vows to the Lord. Oh, may it be in the presence of all his people." This is from Psalm 56. "I'm not afraid. What can mortals do to me? I am bound by my vows to you, O God. I will keep my vows by offering songs of thanksgiving to you. You have rescued me from death. You have kept my feet from stumbling so that I could walk in your presence in the light of life." And this last one's a little bit long, but it's Ezekiel 25. I'm sorry. Ezekiel 17. Ezekiel 17 is this one. It says, "However, this king revolted against him by sending his ambassadors to Egypt so that they might give him horses and a large army. Will he flourish? Will the one who does such things escape? Can he break a covenant and still escape? As I live, this is the declaration of the Lord. He will die in Babylon, in the land of the king who put him on the throne, whose oath he despised and whose covenant he broke. Pharaoh will not help him with his great army and vast horde in battle. When ramps are built and siege walls constructed to destroy many lives, he despised the oath by breaking the covenant. He did all these things even though he gave his hand in pledge. He will not escape. Therefore, this is what the Lord says. As I live, I will bring down on his head my oath that he despised and my covenant that he broke. I will spread my net over him, and he will be caught in my snare. I will bring him to Babylon and execute judgment on him, for there is and execute judgment on him for the treachery he committed against me. All the fugitives among his troops will fall by the sword, and those who survive will be scattered to every direction of the... for me, when I read those verses, it just made me want to pray for spouses out there, that may have walked away from the vows that they made to God. And I would just encourage you to do that, just take a minute. And I think we can just, we could just pray that God wouldn't... I think it's clear that it is a big deal to him that when he's involved with two people in a marriage contract and marriage covenant, when people give their word to stick it out, to do the right thing, to follow through, and then people don't do that, that it can have big consequences for them. And I would just ask you guys to pray that God will be merciful and patient, with our spouses. If you're in a situation where they walked away, and they're out there doing who knows what, that that God would graciously restore them rather than, harden His heart against them, harden their hearts, and that they would just they wouldn't continue to walk in those things, that they would come back to the covenant, to the spouse of their youth, and that God would really honor that He would speak to them and assure them that, like that verse said in the beginning, it said that, the upright are guided, right, by their integrity, but the crooked of the treacherous destroys them. I don't want to suggest for a minute that, I'm any better than the woman that I married, or that, we're all in need of grace, We all need help in different times and in different ways. And this could just be a great way where you can pray for your spouse, ask God to help them, to remember the vows that they made, to, remember the rewards of walking in integrity, and that would be the best. I really think that's the best long-term plan for couples, to where, there's just, like I said, matters of dispute, strife, conflict, hard-heartedness, irreconcilable differences. That God would overcome all that and just help us out. So that's my prayer for you and your situation. Thanks, you guys, for tuning in. I hope it's been helpful. I hope it's been encouraging. I hope it's just helping you to do the thing that you feel is the right thing to do. Okay? Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.